A lot of this footage was taken while I was having a week-long allergic reaction, which seems to have been solved now by the use of steroids, prescribed steroids, obviously, but hopefully that does not come back. So let's talk about what we're doing today. So in the studio, I had a bunch of leftover paint, so with the leftover paint, I was painting all of these papers so that I could use these later for collage. This is week 3 of 6 of my 6-week intensive summer grad school program. So I've been doing a lot more work lately because there's a lot I want to get done still, and we have a little mini show coming up soon that I also want to make some work for. So I'm taking a screen printing class right now. So for the first assignment, I just kind of wanted to experiment. So I used a bunch of different materials like India ink and charcoal and pastels just to see what the different marks would look like when exposed to a screen and then printed. This is obviously not how fast I actually draw in real life, but this is honestly how my brain has been feeling because I've been in the studio pretty much 24/7, rushing and creating as much artwork as possible while I have the studio space. The studio I'm working on in these clips is my second studio space for the summer, which I've reserved mostly for drawing, collaging, and sewing works. My other studio is much more messy and has my painting and plaster stuff so that all the neat and messy things have a place of their own. Here's a finished little design that I'm going to expose to a screen later, and then this is all of the collage paper that I've made so far, just chilling out on the floor of my second studio. And then I decided that I wanted to order some rugs. So I'm not entirely sure what I want to do with them yet, but I want to play with some sort of sensory component with these rugs. I'm not sure if I'm going to cut them up yet or how I'm going to arrange them, but I am planning on doing something with them, possibly in the second and third year show that I'm going to be a part of this year. So we'll see what happens, I guess. But these were really fun to open because they were vacuum packed or vacuum sealed. The rugs smell really bad, but the label said it would go away, but it still hasn't, so I don't know. Also, look at my shrimp earrings. And then my gloves broke, so sad. Okay, so then I've also been doing a lot of stuff with plaster because I love the versatility of it, because you can create all sorts of cool shapes with cardboard or trash or plastic, whatever I have on hand, and then just cover it in plaster once you have the shape that you like, and then it becomes this really cool surface. This surface that I'm covering now is an old canvas that I was gifted by my boyfriend's mom, and it was kind of destroyed and the canvas was kind of old, so I thought it'd be perfect to cover in plaster, and I lined the edges with a bunch of trash to give it this fun, wrinkly, framey border. I also have some smaller pieces of trash that I'm covering in plaster here to make smaller works, kind of similar to this bigger work. Alright, and then it's back to painting because I'm doing 5 million things at once in my studio right now. So I'm working on this holy piece that I have here. This piece actually was covered in a bunch of puzzle pieces because I found that piece in the trash and then I cut all the puzzle pieces off because I could not scrape them off. This other piece I'm working on is starting out a lot more abstract. I'm not exactly sure where it's going at this point, but that's part of my process, kind of playing with things and seeing what happens. I also found a bunch of trash on the streets, so I've been adding that into my works lately, and then I also just really love glitter, so I was playing a lot with glitter in this work. Oh, and then I also bought these Barbies, and I thought it was really necessary to delimb them so that I could use their limbs in other works because I have so many ideas for their limbs. So I'm really sorry for the Barbies. Also, if this is disturbing to you, I'm sorry. Some pro tips I learned from ripping off the Barbie limbs and heads is that you should just kind of twist them a lot and pull, and then they should come off. The arms were the hardest part because they were really stuck on there, but a lot of twisting and they came right off. Okay, then I'm back to looking at my camera, contemplating things, and painting. I've been using a ton of tape because I'm really enjoying the masking qualities of tape, because I can paint something and then put tape over it and then paint over it again and leave all these layers and things exposed and hidden and then have them revealed, and tape pulls are also really fun. I also love how I can have these moments of more geometric, angular, straight lines, edges in my paintings, and then paint very organic, loose, flowy shapes on top, and it has a great contrasty feel to it. And then I'm back on this smaller little piece. Not sure if this is going to be its own piece or collage paper yet. Oh, and there's a train. And then I'm doing some tape pulls because tape peeling is so fun. Some of the paint got a little bit scraped off here, but I think it's a really cool effect because I love the little accidents that happen when you're creating art. Okay, and then I'm peeling more tape, which is quite riveting footage, I know. I love tape peel, so to be honest. Is it tape peel or tape pull? I mean, you're pulling the tape and peeling it. I don't know. Anyways, there's some trash because I really like trash. Look at that glorious trash. Okay, then I decided I would try spray painting one of my plaster pieces, and then this is one of the more finished plaster pieces with a piece of mirror trash I found. I'm really enjoying playing with all these textures and taking dried up paint and all sorts of things to create new things into art. So this is that big canvas I was covering in plaster in an earlier clip, and I finally started painting its surface so that I can get ready to actually paint my plan onto it. So I did not finish this all in one sitting, and I still have not finished it at the time of recording this audio, but I got somewhere. And then I decided I would do a little framey border because I'm planning on cutting these canvases out later so that they're not just rectangles. And then I decided I wanted to add a little bit of green paint on top of this orange paint to get a little more variety and depth. And then I was like, I want to use my tiny thin tape. So I put my tiny thin tape all over the bottom part of this orange painting and made kind of a grid and then painted over it with, I think it's Payne's gray. So it's actually more of like a gray blue, but it looks black on top of the orange. Color theory is so wild. Okay, and then I finally got to peel all of the tape. Peel, pull, one of those. And it was really fun because then I could see all of these cool colors underneath. It cut me off and I don't have any more footage, so here's a picture of some spices. This is the end. Okay, bye.